Cimoooooooo! What's going on, guys? It's Cimo. So today I'm bringing to you a video on the brand new Archetype Tribrigade. Man, Phantom Rage just keeps pumping out the interesting and potentially very competitively viable archetypes, and that's why I wanted to bring you guys this video today. Phantom Rage is the core set after Rise of the Duelist, which means we're probably not going to get this, I believe, until like November-ish, maybe October, but around that period of time, so towards the end of the year. But man, these cards look really, really cool. So I'm not going to make you guys wait any longer. Let's go ahead and get right into it. So first we're starting off with Tribrigade Naval, I don't know which is the right way to pronounce it. Tribrigade Belly Button, let's go with that. So it's a Wind Wing Beast effect, level 1, 0 attack, 2000 defense. Level 1's important, you could 1-for-1 it out, so that's pretty cool. You can only use the first and second effects once per turn each. You can banish any number of Beast, Beast Warrior, and or Winged Beast monsters from your graveyard. You cannot use monsters as link material for the rest of this turn except Beast, Beast Warrior, Winged Beast monsters. Also, special summon a Beast, Beast Warrior, or Winged Beast Link monster from your extra deck with a link rating equal to the number of cards banished. So I'm going to stop right there because a majority of these main deck monsters have that clause, and while it does lock you into only using 3 different types of monsters, you get to summon these monsters for free from your extra deck, which is incredibly powerful. So we're going to see just what we can get to a little bit later on. Second effect reads, if this card is sent to the graveyard, you can add 1 Tribrigade monster from deck to hand, except another copy of Naval. Oh, is it Naval? I don't know. But in any case, it's the deck searcher. Like I said, you can 1-for-1 it out, which is kind of cool. Stats aren't too impressive, but it's a searcher. It doesn't really matter too much. You're going to play 3 of it. Next up is Tribrigade Saris. I just love the artwork on these cards. It's so cool. It definitely falls in line with Dragma from Rise of the Duelist. So we have an Earth Beast effect monster, level 2, 1200 attack, 1500 defense. You can only use the first and second effect once per turn each. First effect, you can discard 1 other Beast, Beast Warrior, or Winged Beast monster. Special summon this card from your hand. So that's pretty cool. So if you have Naval and if you have this, Naval, I believe, triggers if it's sent to the graveyard anyway. Yep, so you can pitch Naval, summon this, Naval triggers, you get another search. So that's pretty nice. Second effect, I believe, is just the summoning effect for the Link monsters. Banish any number of Beast, Beast Warrior, Winged Beast. Cannot use Link material for the rest of this turn. Special summon a Beast, Beast Warrior, Winged Beast Link monster from your extra deck with a Link rating equal to the number of cards. So if you banish 3 of them, you can summon a Link 3, just as an example. But pretty cool. We're going to move on to the next one, though, which is Tribrigade Fractar. Again, the artwork on these cards is so sick. So it is a Fire Beast Warrior effect monster, level 4, 1900 attack, 1600 defense. Those are some stats. You can only use the first and second effects once per turn. You can send this card from your hand or field to the graveyard, send 1 level 3 or lower Beast, Beast Warrior, Winged Beast monster from your deck to the graveyard. So here's another way to get into Naval here, because you can just pitch this from your hand, dump Naval, and then you can search for any of the other Tribrigades, and you didn't lose any advantage, but you loaded your graveyard with 2 Tribrigades to be able to use the second effect of any of these cards to be able to link summon for free. So that's pretty cool. The second effect, like I said, is the same as all the rest of them, where you can link summon from your extra deck by banishing Beast, Beast Warrior, and Winged Beast monsters. So that's pretty good. These cards are all synergizing together, and now we're getting into the Link monsters here. So here is Tribrigade Feldigate, the Fruitless Flower. I probably butchered that pronunciation, but in any case, it's a Link 2 Earth Beast Link. It has 1600 attack with bottom left and left arrows. Requires 2 Beast, Beast Warrior, and or Winged Beast monsters. Makes sense. You can only use the first and second effects once per turn each. During your main phase, you can special summon 1 level 4 Beast, Beast Warrior, or Winged Beast monster from your hand, but you cannot use monsters as link material for the rest of this turn, except Beast, Beast Warrior, or Winged Beast. Makes sense. You're pretty much going to always be locked into those types playing this. Interesting note, though, it always says you can do that after you trigger those effects, so you could hypothetically kind of do some other stuff first, then use the effects of these cards, and then lock yourself into those summoning restrictions. So just something to keep in mind. It doesn't lock you for the whole turn, just for after once you use those effects. If this card is sent to the graveyard, you can draw 1 card, then place 1 card from your hand on the bottom of your deck. So that's a pretty good effect, because you can just link this off into something else to kind of link climb, and then you're going to get to cycle a card too. So that seems pretty good. Pretty solid Link 2 monster there. Next up, God, the artwork on these cards is so cool. Tribrigade Lugal, the Silver Bullet. So Earth Beast Warrior Link effect, Link 3, attack 2300. It has bottom right, and right arrows, and requires 2 or more Beast, Beast Warrior, or Winged Beast monsters. So you can only use each effect once per turn. During your opponent's main phase, quick effect, you can special summon one level 4 or lower Beast, Beast Warrior, Winged Beast monster from your hand or graveyard, but negate its effects and return it to the hand during the end phase. That's not bad. I mean, the fact it gets the monster to the field is good. Bouncing it back to the hand may seem bad, but it's cool because if it's something like Fractar, then you can just dump Fractar again, and then you can send Naval and then get another search on the following turn. So that doesn't seem as bad as it might seem. Second effect, if this card's sent to the graveyard, you can make all face-up monsters your opponent controls currently controls, lose 300 attack for each different type of monster you currently control until the end of the turn. That effect is pretty, like, not that great. I mean, it's definitely, like, if you need it, it's there, but that's not, like, the main reason you're going to be playing these cards at all. So next up, again, the artwork on these cards is so badass. I love it. So we have Tribrigade Shrike, the Wicked Wings. Dark Wing Beast Link effect monster. Link 4, attack 3000. It has bottom left, left, right arrows. Kind of similar to a Borlo Dragon. And requires 2 more Beast, Beast Warrior, Wing Beast monsters. You can only use the first and second effects once per turn each. If this card is special summoned, or if another Beast, Beast Warrior, or Wing Beast monsters is special summoned to your field, you can banish 1 card on the field. Wow, okay, so not only does it trigger on itself, which is good, but you can trigger it on other summons too. So if you have, like, this guy out, and he has the ability to bring out one of your guys, then that will trigger this and banish one of your opponent's cards too. It can banish any card on the field, but typically it's going to be your opponent's. It doesn't target, it doesn't destroy, it banishes, and that is exactly what I like to see. That is so cool. And then in addition to that, if this card's sent to the graveyard, you can add a Beast, Beast Warrior, Wing Beast monster from your deck to your hand whose level is equal to or less than the number of your banished Beast, Beast Warrior, and Wing Beast monsters. So that's perfectly fine, because if you use any of the effects of, like, these guys to bring that out, if you have to banish 4 guys to be able to go into Shrike here, then you're going to be able to get a level 4 or lower, which all of the rest of these cards are, so that's really not that big of a deal. I think that's pretty good. Just the banishing effect on this is so powerful. It's unfortunate it's a once per turn, so you can't just, like, be, like, banishing your entire opponent's field, but man, such a cool design nonetheless. This card, this is, like, again, the artwork on these and the Dragma as well, but this is so cool. So this is Tribrigade Line. Continuous spell card. You can only use the second effect once per turn. You cannot special summon from the extra deck except Beast, Beast Warrior, or Wing Beast. We kind of figured that out by now. You can send 1 monster from your hand or field to the graveyard, add a Tribrigade monster from your deck to your hand with a different original type than that sent monster. So this is cool because they're all different types, so as long as you have any of them, you can pretty much search all the rest of them, so that's cool. If this card, or no, excuse me, I missed one. Oh, no, it's the third effect. If this card is in your spell and trap zone, is destroyed by an opponent's card effect, you can activate this effect. Your opponent cannot declare an attack for the rest of this turn. So, gives you a little insurance. That's not too bad. I guess if you get, like, completely board wiped, it's a way to protect you, but you're not going to be caring too much about this. It has to be by your opponent's card effect, so that's why you're not going to be relying on that whatsoever. Next up, we have Tribrigade Airborne. So quick play spell. You can only activate it once per turn. Target 1 Beast, Beast Warrior, Wing Beast monster you control. You cannot special summon monsters from the extra deck for the rest of this turn except Link monsters. Also, special summon 1 Beast, Beast Warrior, or Wing Beast monster from your deck whose attack is equal to or less than the targeted monster and is a different type, but negate its effects until the end of the turn. I think that's a pretty solid card. Again, you're not going to use it in, like, every instance, but I still think it's a pretty solid piece of support, albeit it is a little bit conditional. I think it's perfectly fine. Something you can use, like, on your opponent's turn at the very least, not really have to worry too much about Link summoning for the rest of the turn, but I think it's overall a very fine card. Then we have the trap card Tribrigade Revolt. So it's a normal trap card. You can only activate 1 card with this card's name per turn. Special summon any number of Beast, Beast Warrior, and or Wing Beast monsters that are banished or in your graveyard, but negate their effects if any. And if you do, immediately after this effect resolves, Link summon 1 Tribrigade Link monster using only those monsters. So it's kind of like a, I don't really want to call it like Miracle Fusion, but It's there's a card that did it with like Xyz monsters. I can't remember the name of it, but this is pretty neat. Again, being able to just immediately link summon into one of these guys during your opponent's turn is pretty cool. A little bit conditional. You do have to have the banish set up already, but to be able to banish something on your opponent's turn with the link 4 guy, I think that's very, very strong. Then we have another one here. This is Tribrigade Oath. So another normal trap card. You can only use the first and second effects of this card once per turn and only once that turn. Okay, you can only use one of these effects. So you can either target a link monster you control, special summon a Beast Warrior Wing Beast monster from your hand or graveyard with a different type, or if you control at least one each of Beast Warrior Wing Beast monsters, you can banish this card from your graveyard, then target a face-up spell and trap your opponent controls, negate its effects until the end of the turn. So it does give you a little bit of flexibility in how you want to use it. It does kind of suck that you have to use one or the other. I think it would be way better if you could use both. But then again, it's still a perfectly fine card. But overall, these cards just seem very, very powerful. Like, you have to think about the application just beyond what we're seeing here. First of all, this archetype's probably going to receive more support in the future. So even if it, right out of the gate, it doesn't seem that good, there's a potential that this archetype could just be absolutely crazy in the set after Phantom Rage. The second thing you have to consider is there are some outside synergies that we haven't even discussed yet. You can merge this with a deck like, let's say, Zoodiac. Zoodiac's already inherently one of the strongest Beast Warrior archetypes in the game. Zoodiac can also load the graveyard immediately with anywhere from like 2 to 5 monsters for you to be able to banish for these effects, because it just says you have to banish, you can banish any number of Beast Warrior or Wing Beast monsters. Those count. It doesn't have to be different types. And because Zoodiac you can overlay on top, you can immediately just get set up for any of these effects to go into any of these link monsters. So that is pretty cool. Not to mention Tenki can search any of these, but Tenki can also search the Zoo half of your deck. There's definitely some synergies there to be had for sure. And lastly, and this is another part about this, because you're focusing solely on the Beast Warrior, and Wing Beast aspect here, man, I said that a lot this video. The cool thing about that is there is some potential to do like infinite Cimoooooooo loop combos like we've seen in the past. Obviously, Lunalight was like the deck to go to for this before, but I don't think it's too much of a stretch for this deck to kind of incorporate that loop if it does want to play a couple of inconsistent cards just to achieve that. But anytime you hear infinite negation combo, you might be excited at the prospect of incorporating that into your deck, but we'll just have to see where people decide to go with this archetype. Overall, I think there is a lot of potential for this archetype, as well as the Datascape archetype that we talked about in the last video. Phantom Rage is looking to have a lot of promising cards coming out in it. We don't know what the meta is going to look like, once these cards are released. We don't know if a ban list is going to take care of things and kind of completely shift how the game looks. We don't know if coronavirus is still going to be around by then. There's so many unknowns at this point, but looking at these, there's a lot of really cool potential here, and plus the artwork is so sick. You can't deny that. So, guys, that's going to wrap up this video. Let me know down in the comments what you guys think about the Tribrigade archetype. I'd really love to hear your thoughts. Thank you guys so much for watching the video. Be sure to like the video as always. Subscribe to the channel for more amazing Yu-Gi-Oh! Content. And if you found this video informative, consider supporting me on Patreon or becoming a YouTube channel member. Just by showing your support in any way that you can, you're investing in my ability to continue bringing you amazing Yu-Gi-Oh! Content. So thanks so much again, and we'll see you next time.